and then she spent her last 5 months with us at home. It was a gift for all of us. Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
landed us back here, actually. So it was good because you found a place that had room for her. It was good.
Yeah. So now we're here. We facilitate groups in different ways, and yeah, and Stephen has a men's poetry group.
Okay, test, 1, 2, 3. Sound good? A little louder. How is it now? Good? What's, it's what? Oh, good. Thank you. I get fantastic from here. You okay, Howard? Okay.
I can't really hear you.
I don't think our thing is.
Stillness of the holy, where strength and salt in wisdom well. The time may be delayed, the man unexpected.
I don't know if that's good enough or not.
What?
I don't know if that's good enough or not. Trying to see. Hello, is that good? Phil, fine. I'll just check it.
May all be well in the deep stillness of the holy will, where strength and song in wisdom dwell.
testing, testing. I can kind of hear myself. Test, testing.
She.
Hear you just fine. Yeah. Talk. Test. Hello, everybody. We're testing. Test. Can you guys hear me? Okay. You can hear me. Oh, that's good news. It's light, though. Yeah. Okay. People are saying they can hear me here, but it's quite light. It's low. Improving? Okay.
Should we sing? The manner unexpected,
Yeah, you're loud. They can bear. There we go.
but the
Hey.
answer to prayer is sure
To come. Can you hear the drum? It's a very lightly. We're hearing the drum only very lightly. Let's see. Maybe we need this. Whoa.
It's got to be above the drum.
That's probably not quite high enough. Let's see. I don't know how to.
Here, hold on.
You don't have.
Double check it.
Okay. Okay.
It's just a matter of balance up here.
Okay. And so we're going to start with. Don't you see my line? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
We'll make it work. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So kind. We should. Yeah. Do you want us to test the drum? Just telling you, Steven.
Everyone else was being high soul. I had somebody to sue.
I wanted to call us gravel. Gravel.
Test. We're about to sing. Test the mics. Is that okay? Should we start the song? We should start the. Okay, we'll start. Don't you see Don't you see my light on? Don't you see my light on? Says the one who comes. Do not be afraid of the Don't you see my light on?
Good morning. We'll be opening our service this morning with It's in Every One of Us, followed by Pieces Every Step. So please stand and join us. We're going to skip the verse and just do the two choruses that you have lyrics for on your insert. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without it's in every one of us, by and by. It's in every one of us to be free. Find yourself, be all that you can be.
visible reminder of the Christ expressing in, as, in this present now moment. Good morning, everyone. We've arrived. We've arrived. And we have sound. So welcome to Unity, everybody. My name is Diane Castroweir. I'm the service assistant today. And Frank, you're going to come up and tell them about the talk today?
Hi, everybody. I'm Reverend Frank, for those who haven't met me. And today's title is, it has to do with the 4th of July. And we hold these truths to be self-evident. Really? Like, there's truths that are self-evident? Sometimes people don't agree with that. But I think there's some self-evident truths, and we're going to talk about that today. And it's going to be good.
Right. Good. And our music ministry today, we're very excited to have some guest musicians today. Helen and Stephen Lowe are with us, so welcome. Very happy to have you here. And of course, we have Marcia and Kathy joining us as well. Thank you so much to have you all. Take a moment to welcome any newcomers, if there's anybody here today for the first time. Do we have anybody new today? I think we all are familiar. Oh, there is somebody. Oh, yay, thank you. Welcome. Happy to see you today. We hope you've received a welcome packet. If you haven't, we can be sure and get you one after services. And we hope you'll stay and have some refreshments afterwards in the library chapel area. All right. Okay. We are going to pause now for some music for our meditation.
In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there. In the silence, where every color blends and every rainbow ends, good is there. In the light, now you find that you know peace of mind. In the silence, your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Love is there. Peace is there. Truth is there. God is
Let's spend a few more moments in silence. The richness of silence always available. As we pause for a little time in our service for silent reflection, let's begin by going to our heart space. Who or what situation may be on our hearts this morning as we come to this place of silence? Where can we offer a prayer, a blessing, a vision of hope? I invite you to hold that vision of hope and speak the name, if you would like, out loud or silently in your heart as we hold that vision. Let's staying in this place of quiet reflection, allowing our breath to breathe us. Find a comfortable rhythm within yourself. Deep and slow. In and out. Life in, life out. As we're present to our current state, if you're finding any spots of tension or where it may be hard to release at this moment, allow your breath to fill that space. See where the breath can soften. I'll be reading a short reading from the Daily Word, adapted from the Daily Word this weekend, to take into silence with you. And this is a reading, I think, that speaks for those who may have arrived today feeling full of heart, full perhaps from busyness, full from the demands of life, a busy weekend, a busy week ahead. I invite you to take these words, I claim my freedom, as the affirmation in this reading. Obligations and responsibilities can feel overwhelming. Over time, I may feel bound to all the things I need to do, and I lose sight of my spiritual freedom. The circumstances of the world and of my life will ebb and flow. But spiritual truth is enduring and unchanging. I am free. I claim this truth in quiet moments of prayer and meditation and carry it with me into this day. I am free. The facts of my life may not have changed, but I have. I carry an awareness of the Spirit within me. This divine presence is within me, giving me the energy and focus to do all that is before me and all that I face, Spirit is with me, accompanying me, available. I keep the world in perspective and return my attention to this Spirit within. I am free. So we take these words to the silence for a few moments.
May all be well in the deep stillness of the holy will, where strength and salt in wisdom dwell. Time may be delayed, the manner unexpected, but the answer to prayer is sure to come. Oh, yeah. Not a tear of sacred sorrow, not a breath of holy desire, poured out in prayer to God, will ever be lost. May all be well
Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Stephen. I know. Maybe we can just sit here. That would be good. You know, I wanted to revisit because now it's the 6th of July, and we just had the 4th. And there's a piece of what we know in the United States, this Declaration of Independence. You know, it starts off the first paragraph looking at, you know, something's going on and it's not working, and nature's God and God's self is saying something about how there's not a harmony, we're off. And Jefferson, who was probably the primary writer of the Declaration, says this brilliant thing. He says, you know, we hold these truths to be self-evident. Pause. And I always wondered and I really did say always. I first read this in this brilliant book, my master's thesis. Brilliant. And if you read it, you could join my mom. At least she told me she read it. And who knows, my thesis director, actually reading this piece. But I loved this chance I had for about a year of my life where I just dove into this whole notion of American liberty, you know, American freedom, and this idea of inalienable understandings of what's. Can you hear me okay? Able understand, thank you, of truth. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all people are created equal and endowed by their Creator with inalienable rights, and amongst them, and there's others, life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. And what I wanted to say about truth, because it's really interesting. I find conversations, at least in the culture I understand it, about what can we talk about truth? And what about this thing called truth? And everyone, you know, Jesus supposedly had a discussion with Pilate. Probably that didn't happen. But in the scripture, they play it out like, well, your truth is the same as my truth. And this thing called truth. And so I'm going to give you the conclusion of my talk. And then let's go back and play a little bit. But here's my sense of the sense of truth. These truths we can hold to be self-evident. And truth, very much like we often talk about God, if you will, here in Unity. And I get this from Emily Cady and Charles Fillmore and Unity founders, is I never think of God as a noun, a thing, an object. It's always a verb. It's not there's God, it's there's Godding. There's the energy, there's the presence, there's the power, there's the omnipresence, there's the all-fulfilling, there's this movement, there's this divine movement that moves through our life that's eternal and we can trust and we can count on, because this is the energy that's pulling us forward to this point of ultimate truth, of ultimate connection, of ultimate unity, of ultimate oneness, of unity of consciousness, of where this grand truth, and here's where it comes into truth, the truth is a verb. Just like God, truth, I'm saying, I think, I'm offering for your consideration that truth is actually a verb, not a noun. It's not so we can say, well, that's true, in a sense of like an objective, actual thing. We get caught up in our culture. There's these kind of extremes where, you know, extreme objective, there's truth and that's it, and period, dot, and here it is. And then we have another extreme where it's a relativism. Well, everybody's truth is different, and but there actually is this divine play that's in this in-between energy, this discussion between these what seems to be a polarity, where there's this unfolding of the true in our lives, and it pulls us. It's attractive, and it pulls us forward, and we seek, and we in our hearts we know, I want to go towards that true. I want to be in the energy, this verb energy of truth. And the thing about truth, I hesitate to say it evolves because that may give the wrong sense, but there's an emergence. There's an emergence of the understanding of truth in our lives. Teilhard would go, we talk about Teilhard's sense of this emerging into this divine point, this divine pool, this divine calling that's emerging and asking us to step forward in new ways, of creative ways. And so truth, we hold truth to be self-evident. Here's what's self-evident, that there's a movement, there's a process, there's an unfolding, there's a dynamic, there's a sense that pulls us forward. And what is it that pulls us forward? What is that energy? And it's like so many of these words, like truth. I say truth is a verb. Beauty is a verb. We want to say that song had beauty. And it was there and now it's not. And it can come back again and then it's not. And it can come around again and then it's not. Because it's not a fixed thing. I guess you could write down. Was it written down or did you guys just make that? Okay, it is written down. But they'd probably say it different next time. Because beauties and truth and things that sit in the verb energy of the unfold, creativity, these things are synonymous, right? The gaudiness of things, the truthiness of things, the verb. You go out and you go, is that true? And you go, here's what you can do. Instead of saying, is it true? You can say, I'm going to truth it. I'm going to truth it. I'm going to make it a verb. How do you truth something? Well, one way I can offer this is we can sit in the full balance of our head and our hearts, but we want to be sure we include our hearts and our wisdom and all the energies of our life. And we bring all those things together and say, this is an active thing that moves us forward in truthing energy. And I have a few little things here, maybe many things, that I can look at to say, here's like, I don't know, like a checkbox. Here's some things I can use to be sure that my guidance is correct. I'm truthing it. Does it bring beauty? I'm truthing it. Does it bring harmony? I'm going to move to truth. Does it bring compassion and mercy and justice and forgiveness, transformation, emergence toward the divine one? Does it bring separation or does it bring harmony in some way? When there's conflict, does it say, I'm going to truth it in this conflict, meaning I'm going to do something to split people apart, and we don't even talk about external, split myself apart. Can I find the harmony in my own energies? The harmony in the stuff of my life? And what really helps me in this, what helps me is so often what I see is the thing that is not truthing, that's not leading to harmony, that's not harmonizing, is I see things in my life and I see things in a family, I see things in the community, I see things in my culture, I see things in my country, and I go, I don't want that. And then I soften up and go, things belong. The movement belongs. Unfolding belongs. I see things in myself and go, I don't want that part. That's not my truth. Yeah, it is. And it belongs. And I can see it and move beyond. Incorporate and include and hold compassion and move beyond. There's I borrowed a book from Joy. It's called Love Poems from God. And it's all these poets that wrote these different kind of poems, and they were very tender, and they had this, and we've talked about many of these, Hafiz and Rumi and Kabir and Teresa and Catherine of Siena and Meister Eckhart and Francis of Assisi, and these different poems throughout we used Teilhard de Chardin the other day, last week I believe it was. Here's one that Catherine of Siena, medieval mystic, shared. She said, the force that created the unimaginable splendor and the unimaginable horror has taken refuge in us. It's taken refuge in us. And it follows our commands. Pause. We say this often. We can't underestimate the power of human consciousness. The the strength of human consciousness, not only to touch each other, but to touch the whole planet, the cosmos, the environment, the deep essential power of creativity. Why? Because we can create, we can truth, we can love, we can gut it, we can verb it. We're that potent. We're that potent. The force that created the unimaginable splendor and the unimaginable horrors has taken refuge in us, and it will follow our commands. It will follow our commands. Power in the hands of the weak creates suffering. It divides people. Power in the hands of the weak creates suffering, and that divides people. But those who have held beauty, those who hold on to beauty, work to overcome their prejudice and seek to bring all into her arms. For nothing makes more sense than being there with the divine. Nothing makes more sense than moving and emerging into the divine. I said I'd start with the conclusion. I think that was the conclusion and talk and the whole thing. There's this sense then of truth that you can hold on to, and in every moment, and to shy away from saying that's it, that's the final thing, and to lend ourselves into this energy of I'm going to live into truth, and I'm going to then live into beauty, and then I'm going to live into harmony. And I can ask the question: is what I'm doing creating suffering? Is how we acting, me, us, all of us, is it, and not only to each other. I mean, Jefferson was like, talking about people, but we know now that this equation, that nature and nature's God has given us these inalienable rights for life and liberty, but includes all of it. The all of it. I don't know, he didn't know about what the mechanical, the industrial revolution could do to the environment. We know now. We're truthing in a more profound way in all of it, and whatever beauty, whatever commendable. There's this beautiful piece that comes from, this is an original Paul letter, which is called to the church in Philippi, Rabbi Saul, who became the Apostle Paul. And he says, this whole chapter is just beautiful, but this one piece, he ends a letter that he wrote to these people in Philippi. Finally, brothers, sisters, whatever's true. Now this is synonymous. He's making a list, but these are all synonymous, right? Whatever's true, whatever's honorable, honor, unfolding, creating what is honorable, whatever is just, justice and compassion, whatever is just, whatever has compassion, whatever is pure, whatever is pleasing, whatever is commendable. If there's any excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, okay, ready? Think about those things. Start with holding those things in consciousness. So I'm going to give you two things I'm holding in consciousness. Okay, and then maybe I'll ask you, so think of some things yourself. Here's some things I see that are truthing. Why are they truthing? Because they're bringing beauty, they're bringing transformation, they're bringing justice. In Switzerland, there is this project where they've tried to create different green energy systems around the country. They try to put solar in the Alps and wind and stuff, but there's siting problems and there's legal problems, and sometimes there's pushback from communities, but they keep developing solar. And someone had a bright idea. They were on the train one day and they looked back on the track and they said, there is hundreds and hundreds of miles of railroad tracks just sitting out here doing nothing. So designed a solar system that fits between the rail lines. Have you seen this? They're just trying it out now, but they've got miles of solar panels sitting between the rail lines. Is that beautiful? Is that truth? Is that synonymous? Oh my God. And they don't know yet, they're doing this experiment because they're like, we don't know if the trains are going to, shatter them or how they're going to work. But they thought, all of a sudden, we got thousands of miles of open space to put solar that nobody's using. It's not interfering with it. It's just sitting there. I thought it was so beautiful. Putting solar panels in rail lines in Switzerland and maybe other places if it works. That's the truth. That's the truth. We're truthing it. We're beautifying it. We're creating it. We're sustainability it. You verb all the stuff. Sustainability-ing. Emerging. Creating. Synonymous. Godding. That's godding. We need to God things. Because sometimes we reach points and things don't work out so well. Really? Include that. Things sometimes seem like they're falling apart. Things do fall apart. We're celebrating it. We're enjoying it. We're grieving it. We're experiencing the change where all of that belongs. And truth doesn't mean it's like this or that. It means we stand in the energy of the unfolding and the emerging of all of that unfolding in our life, and there's truth. Here's another one. There's a town, it's in the Congo. It's called Goma. You maybe heard of this little town. So they came in, a nonprofit came in, and these people had these ginormous diesel generators. And it would take, if they could get the diesel, it would come in, and this little town sat out there with these diesel generators that would come all day and the children grew up with like there's a tornado all the time, and it stunk and it would spew. It wasn't very efficient. So they came in, they put a microgrid, a solar microgrid, and there was a small hydraulic system, and they intertied it to the hydraulic system. And now, here's what it sounds like in Goma, Congo. The first night, the street lights came on. They never had street lights before. And said the kids were out all night dancing. Is that beautiful? Yeah. Is that inspiring? Is that transformative? That's truth. We want to live in truth? Let's create. We want to live in truth? Let's sustain. Let's find beauty. Let's live into compassion. Let's live into justice. Let's into harmony. Anything that creates harmony, that's what we live into. Anything that creates separation and suffering, that is not the truth. It's not the truth. So what's the opposite of truth? Yeah. Let's live into the truth. So I'm curious. Yeah, I'm done early. So I want to ask you, what's truthing in your life? What's something that you go, I got to share this. It is so beautiful. It is so transformative. It is so good. You can good it too. Gooding. Yeah, you good something. That's a verb. I can't use this one. Stop. I'll get this one. Who wants to share something that's unfolding that's good right now? Can I borrow this? Amen. Who's going to say no? Okay, I got a microphone. What's happening that's really good, that's really transformative, that's really changing? You got one. It doesn't have to be a solar system in a railroad track. Something in your life. Hey, Linda.
Frank, first and foremost and most immediate is the energy of gratitude for what you just shared. And it seems really important to me to name that embodied energy, I feel, because I did not enter into this space with so much spaciousness is what you've offered. And that feels nourishing, so thank you. My exploration of what you've offered is, yes, God is, the term God is a verb, but that's, without being really silly. That's not mystical enough.
Oh, say more.
I am not separate from that verb. I am not separate. The verb is us. We are Godding.
We are guarding, yeah.
And
Do you guys hear this? Yeah.
I don't know what I
That's good.
mean exactly by that, but there's an energy that's bigger than that English statement. God is a verb. And it's important because my journey and a human to be alive right now involves, if they're blessed, beauty, grief, challenges, confusion, holding so many unknowns as to what is ahead for me personally regarding the environment, but the calling forth that you rekindled for me, I am being breathed.
Yeah.
That's the verbing somehow.
Breathing, yeah.
That I don't breathe, I am being breathed. And that connects me to everyone and everything. I breathe because the trees breathe. So the gift of deep entanglement gives me hope.
I knew you'd bring up entanglement. Thank you, Linda. Not only I am breathing, but the deep God is breathing me, and I am breathing God. And the breathingness is the divineness. Yeah? Who else? We got one more. Something really, yeah. What's gooding in your life?
Just a little one, but it's what came to mind.
Flip it around.
Yeah, this is just a little one, but it's what came to mind. You know how they have the little libraries in people's yards for books? There's something about that that's always struck me as beautiful. And in our neighborhood, Helen discovered another little box where the little kids are growing seedlings and growing seeds, and they have them there, and you just pay whatever you want as you pass by. And there's something that I just love. And the parents have set it up and they're working with them, you can tell. But little kids planting seeds and then passing them on.
That's gooding, that's Godding, that's breathing, that's sharing, that's being, that's I am-ing. Okay, we have time for one more. Something really good you see happening in your life. Howard's got one. Right. Out of the AV room.
I must share this.
Okay.
I've just finished a book called Stellar. Stellar, Stellar. It explains that ever since the Sumerians, we have been an extractive society, mining stuff, mining people's energy, mining, growing food out of the ground. We've been extracting to create our energy. We are reaching the point that we can recycle, which is going to drive the price of energy down. Till we can almost all be children. We can have anything we want. It's written by James Arbib and Tony Seba of Rethink X. I know there's one copy in the library because I had them buy it for me. I just read it. We are looking at a beautiful future if we share the wealth instead of allowing a few people, a few families to control it.
Thanks, Howard. All sorts of gooding going on. So just in conclusion then, we could talk about a lot. We have a class, by the way. Everyone's invited. Monday morning at 10:30, we call it Spiritual Conversations. And usually we pick up from here, we keep going, and we have a discussion. Everybody's welcome to that. It's really wonderful. But it'd be fun to talk more about this oneing, this breathing each other, this wanting each other, this godding each other, this beautying the world, this finding the things that uplift our hearts, that create justice, that live in a sense of compassion and see it. Truth. Like someone talks about truth, and you go, I want to live in truth. What's beautiful? I'm going to live in truth. How do I show up in compassion? Where do I see compassion? How do I bring the fullness of compassion? You know what we're talking about. Yeah, you know what we're talking about. Some of you didn't get to speak, but I want to just offer, maybe if you will, as a way of closing, if you feel comfortable to close your eyes for a moment. Just take a breath. And with each breath, you can imagine you being breathed by the divine, as Linda beautifully shared. And then the out-breath, you are breathing divine into the world. As you breathe in, the divine is breathing me. And in that consciousness of the oneness of each of our souls that is an expression of the one, full unto itself and expressing the one in our unique and most beautiful way. And on this 4th of July weekend, we hold these truths, that there's an inalienable right, an inalienable presence, an eternal presence that resides within us. This eternal yearning to move to the oneness, to be in full communion with, coordination with, indeed harmonizing with, in, and as that very oneness. We want to find that resonance. We simply return to our breath. We breathe in, we know we are being breathed by the divine. As we breathe out, we can raise our consciousness up and know that we indeed are being called. We are the ones, each of us individually, the sacred beings who get to breathe that divine into the world, to be it, to verb it, to act as it, to show up as it, as the beloved. May we be as the beloved to the world, a world who needs our love, that compassion, that inclusivity, that tenderness, that mercy, that forgiveness. Just sit with this in the silence for a moment, in the silence.
It doesn't escape me that our service today and our experience together is shaped by each and every person here. Whether you shared out loud or with what you carry in your heart, in your presence here, that we are all shaped and influenced by this. And then we walk away and we go out into the world beyond this. It continues to live on. And we're at the point of our service right now where we take our offering, which is a tangible form of this exchange that happens. So let it continue. And so, as the ushers come forward for our offering, we know that abundance is our inheritance, and giving is our gift of love and appreciation. We always appreciate your generosity in support of this ministry that we're creating and breathing together. This includes each of you with us in person, as well as those of you who join us online. Thank you. So, as you take your offering to your heart, affirm quietly to yourself, I give freely and joyfully, for God is my source, and I have abundance in all areas of my life. And I invite you to join me in the offertory blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Amen. So it is.
Heaven is above, heaven is below. Stars they are above, stars they are below. All that is above also is below. Grasp, oh grasp this and rejoice. Love, holy love, love, holy love, love, holy Heaven is above, heaven is below. Stars they are above, stars they are below. All that is above also is below. Grasp, oh grasp this and rejoice. Grasp, oh grasp this and rejoice. Love, holy love.
Love's a verb. We always knew that one. Life's a verb. Willing's a verb. We breathe love. Love breathes us. It's another way of saying it. Thank you so much. And so we bless these gifts. We have so much gratitude for each and every one of you, for your sharing of your life, for sharing, for giving. Well, these are great verbs, all synonymous with spiriting, with godding, with being in the flow and connecting to that eternal one. So thank you so much, everyone. We bless these gifts. May they go forward to support the work and the ministry of Unity of Bellingham, for unity worldwide, and for peace on our planet. And so it is. So I have two announcements today. The first one is we have Snoop signups. And you know what, you guys? I'm looking over at Kelly and Dak because they help run the Snoop game. We don't have like maybe 8 people signed up so far, but we can do it even with, I don't know, what's the minimum we need? Dak, what do you think for Snoop? 8, okay. If you sign up, we're going to do it. It's next Saturday, and you can sign up outside and pay at the door or pay early. And basically, we played this game last year. And I'll just tell you really simply that you sit and everybody has cards, and it's one of those games where you throw a bunch of dice, and depends what's on the dice, you turn over your card, or the next people turn over their card. And the first table, the first person to flip over all the cards, because like if you throw a 6, you get to turn over your 6. If you throw a 4, you turn over your 4, and you go around the table. And the first one's done goes, Snoop! I don't know why it's Snoop. That's what it's called. Snoop, what? It's because it's what? Oh, and then there's gift bags. And so if you get a Snoop, you get to open, everybody has a gift bag, but you get to start going around and looking in everybody else's gift bag, and you get to start stealing gift bags if you want to get something you want. And there's always at least one gift bag that's got a grand prize. So the more you can win Snoops and the more you can get the bags, the more you can steal other people's bags. It's kind of like a dice game, a card game. You ever play the pirate game at Christmas where you give gifts and you can steal from each other? It's kind of like that, yeah. And then in the end, we have dessert, and it's just a lot of fun. So the sign up is out on the table. Please sign up today so we know how many to prepare for and how much dessert to get for folks as well. Yeah, Kelly. Me? I did because I got so excited I practiced. So we get a couple practice rounds so everybody can get good at it this year. Well, you guys talk. I was demonstrating it, and I got, yeah. So anyhow, you can unseat the champ who will be here because it's fun to yell out Snoop. The other thing is we bought some new chairs, so we bought them. But the idea is we want to get, I think we have like 12 more chairs coming. Partly is because on some days, on big service days, we run out of chairs and we're bringing chairs in. And also because the conference, I don't know, many of you know we've been dropping little discussion points about the Unity Northwest Conference, which includes all the unities over 6 states, is going to meet here in Bellingham in mid-September. So it's going to be full. And actually we thought, well, we'll have a lot of people, but I actually talked to the folks at the Northwest region. I said, can we cut off the registration? I think we're at 90 people for a conference. Yes, here in our building. So that's about enough. But then that night, we're going to squeeze in chairs in every single corner, and Daniel Neymar will be here, and we'll have a concert on September 17th. So tickets will be going on sale for that probably next month. So if you want to buy a chair, like you can actually buy your own chair. What does that mean? Well, you take this little card that says, name that chair, because you could put your name on it if you so wish. These cards are back there. It's really simple. You grab a card. The chairs are $100. The ones with the arms are. And we want to get some chairs with arms for people that need a little extra support. You write your check. You stick it in this little envelope. And then there's a little mailbox right outside the office door. You just go up there and you open the mailbox and you put it in, and you can own a chair. And what that means, well, if you want to be a real rascal, you can walk up to John and go, you're in my chair, John. Yeah. Or whoever you want. It's just a game. He doesn't have to really move, but you know, it's fun to give him a hard time. So anyhow, if you want to buy your own chair and be able to walk in and go, there's my chair, whichever one you want to call yours any one time, I think it's $90 for a regular one or $100 for one with arms. And we got them already ordered, so feel free if you want to buy your own chair. Any other announcements? Is that it? It's summer.
Thank you to Helen and Stephen.
Yeah.
Helen Lowe. And Stephen Podry.
Yes, and
Beautiful music.
And please come back.
Yes.
This is beautiful. Yeah.
Okay, please stand for We Can Be the Change. One step, one act, it's a simple fact. We can be the change. Don't have to do it all, no steps too small. We can be the change. Be the change. We can be the change. Be the change. We can be the change. One heart, one voice, one simple choice. We can be the change. When it calls to you and it's yours to do, we can be the change. Be the change. We can be the change. Be the change. We can be the change. Reach out one hand. Be the change. A part of the plan. Be the change. Put it into motion. Be the change. Like a ripple on the ocean. Be the change. One, two, be the change. We can be the change. 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 We can be the change. We can be the change.
All right. Let's join together to say our prayer of protection. And we do include everyone, everywhere. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you have a wonderful week, nodding and being breathed, and we'll see you soon.
Join us for I Choose Love. Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. I choose love. Peace in my family. My family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present. Let love be present. It's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. I choose love. Peace for our planet. One choice.
unites us. Let this be the one.